did talk about the deployment of regional forces on the
Yes,
borders of Afghanistan, which are the borders which are like on your side, right? On the
exactly,
Russian side.
exactly.
And is there going to be any other deployment also other than the borders of Russia and Afghanistan?
Actually, that's just the beginning, actually. That's the sign and a strong message that have been sent not only to the member states, but also to other countries that will be willing or considering to join the collective security treaty agreements. And I think that kind of offer has been made already from the side of Russia 1 year ago towards Pakistan. Actually, Russia has been previewing the escalation of the situation between Pakistan and Afghanistan. And of course, as I would like to underline one more time, Afghanistan is one of the biggest concern for Russia's regional security issues.
Doc, for the viewers' consumption, I will name those members of this particular organizations who have signed this treaty.
There are 6 members of this collective the security treaty organization: Russia, Belarus, Armenia, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and Tajikistan. Well, as for Armenia, you might know that 1 year ago, Armenia has been actually boiling with quite weird position. So they wanted to withdraw its membership from the organization. But hopefully, Yerevan and Moscow have come to the solid understanding of importance of staying inside of this organization. And due to the fact that the threats are growing and they're becoming more complex than ever, the regional stability, the regional economic security is really of a priority of all the member states.
Russia is going to be the chairman of this organization in 2026, as you said. But what about the deployment on other borders which are linked or attached with Afghanistan? Is there any possibility?
I think there is a high possibility, and the Russian president has clearly indicated that Russia is intending to elaborate a long-standing strategic plan up to 2030. It means that if Russia is going to supply air defense system and the top updated military equipment to all the member states, it means that all the borders are targeted to be secured. Primary is the border between Tajikistan and Afghanistan. Also, it has been discussed an important issue of biological security, of also drug trafficking, and as well as a special action plan, because in 2009 it has been launched a system of rapid reaction kind of forces, which are aimed at securing the borderlines between Afghanistan, Tajikistan, and other countries which are actually sharing the same border with Afghanistan.
So, what about you've said that you are concerned about the situation in Afghanistan, which is like they are harboring terrorist organizations over there.
It's actually for about 20. The Russian Minister of Defense, Mr. Belousov, has mentioned from 15 to 20 terroristic groups, which are actually currently deployed on the territory of Afghanistan.
Okay.
It's for about 15,000 of terrorists.
15,000 of terrorists, okay. So there are almost like, one can say that there are 15 to 20 terrorist organizations, and there are like 15 to 20,000 people over there who are trained terrorists in Afghanistan. This is what you're saying?
Yes, exactly. And also the biggest concern is related to the ISIS Khorasan, this kind of terroristic group which is plotting, due to the information of the counterintelligence service, plotting some initiatives, terroristic initiatives, against the Central Asian countries. That's why it's a big concern of Russia, how to secure the borderlines, so the borders with Afghanistan, and to keep the situation at least under the control.
Okay, what are the possibilities? These terrorist organizations are there in Afghanistan. There was a Doha agreement, and the Doha agreement never matured, right? And the Afghan government, the sitting Afghan government, never abided that agreement. And now these terrorists are over there. The Afghan soil is being used by the terrorists, which is a violation of the Doha agreement. Now, is there a possibility, if these terrorist groups and these terrorists who are on the soil of Afghanistan, is there a possibility that the Russian forces can like go in for like, you know, strikes in Afghanistan on these terrorist camps?
Of course, there is always a possibility of some extreme development of the situation. But Russia is actively monitoring the situation. And we should not forget that Afghanistan is in a great need of economic development. Afghanistan is included in the trade corridor, which is called North and South. And by the way, Pakistan is quite an active member because Pakistan and Afghanistan are also sharing the same economic trade corridor. So there have been made already investments in this economic vessel, let's say. That's why Afghanistan is cradling a dilemma between economic survival and nourishing terrorism. But we all understand that there is a third party which is interested to keep Afghanistan as a fruitful soil for terrorism and extremism because there is a big game, geopolitical big game, and part of this big game is to actually control Central Asia. That's why we might say that it's a great proxy game, you know, which is taking place on the territory of Afghanistan. That's why how this dilemma will be resolved, we have to watch out in the nearest future.
Very rightly, you pointed out that there is a big game, and the big game is that who is going to control and how the Central Asian economic boost, which is like around the corner, can be like sabotaged in the days to come. But at the very same time, there is a lot of investment in Afghanistan when it comes to China, and Iranian stakes are also there in Afghanistan, and to some